Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one. Welcome back to World of Tanks with the Mighty Jingles. Today we've got a Tier 5 standard battle here on the Mountain Pass map, and if you're thinking that the teams are looking a little on the small side, well, this is North American server, very late at night. A couple of things to note. Because it's Tier 5, there's an excellent chance that almost all of the tanks in this battle probably actually existed at some point, in one form or another. Although, you know, not all of them, it's still World of Tanks after all. But our hero, the imaginatively named Tactically Moving Downwards, is in an actual tank, the M4 Sherman with the 105mm howitzer. I've even seen one of them at the Tank Museum. Today's battle is tense, because there are a number of remarkably close shaves. It is hilarious, and, well, you'll know when you see it, and it's also thoroughly depressing for a number of reasons, the first of which we're going to see very soon. And yes, the Sixth Sense icon is kind of bugged. It's on by default at the start of the battle, but don't worry, this particular bug is going to sort itself out. There we go, Sixth Sense just went off, and it reset. So we did get spotted here. Right as the enemy Lux made his way across the open ground on the far side of the riverbed here. There are some very suspicious looking bushes over there. Oh, there we go. Enemy AMX. Couldn't quite swing the turret around or get the aiming time down enough to get a snapshot of the 105mm high explosive away, but don't worry, the AMX fancies his luck, and he regrets that. Although it is kind of depressing to see gold ammo being spammed in a Tier 5 battle. And while he did bitch slap the Cruiser Mark IV in return, I'm not sure it was worth the trade, because he didn't kill him, and he's lost almost all of his health. But, I mean, yeah, you kind of expect gold ammo to be used in Tier 10 battles because the entire game economy is based around gold ammo expenditure. And yeah, sure, I mean, Tactically Moving Downwards does have 10 rounds of heat. But that's in case he gets up-tiered, and he's not going to be using any of it in this battle, because he doesn't need to. But you just can't get away from it, regardless of what tier you're playing. But that's not the most depressing thing about this battle. The most depressing thing about this battle is also one of the funniest things in this battle. And it's related to the team lists. So, aside from the fact that there are only, 10 players per side? Late night, North American server, not many players on. But in order to just make two teams of 10 rather than two teams of 15, the matchmaker has had to draft in a couple of bots. Both teams have two bots. The enemy team have a Type 95 and a 14 TP, and Tactically's team, the B1 Heavy and Lux. Now the fact that the matchmakers had to scrape a couple of bots in to make up the numbers isn't what's depressing. It's also not what's funny, but stick around at the end of the battle and you'll understand. By the way, did you notice just how good the sound effects were as the M4A1 was moving over the wooden boards on that bridge? It sounded just like wood creaking under the weight of a tank that was barely able to support the weight. Well, anyway, Tactically has realised that there is absolutely nothing between himself and his cap circle than the Lux and the Su-122A artillery. And the Lux is a bot. So we probably shouldn't be expecting great things from it, although it has at least spotted the AMX and the enemy Lux, although it doesn't really appear to be doing anything about it. With only 171 hit points of his own remaining, Tactically Moving Downwards is not about to try anything adventurous. It's worth pointing out, a couple of years ago, at this point in the battle, Tactically would probably have already been dead. Because a while back, Wargaming boosted the hit point pools of the low to mid-tier tanks by quite a dramatic amount. No idea what the bot Lux is doing, but it's not anything particularly useful. Ostensibly, they boosted these hit points for two reasons. One, to make low to mid-tier battle... Oh, look at that. Gold ammo right through the gun mantlet. I mean, seriously, what's even the point of armour anymore? They did it to make low and mid-tier battles a bit more exciting and last a bit longer, and that certainly succeeded, but they also did it to give low to mid-tier players a bit more time to survive, to actually learn from their mistakes. Now, I don't know how successful that was, but the battles are definitely more interesting to watch, when people aren't just getting one-shotted all the time. Because, as we've just seen, even if you're in a low-tier light or medium tank, you don't just get one-shotted by a 105mm derp gun, such as that equipped on the M4A1 here. Where are those enemy tanks, by the way? The enemy Lux and the AMX FL. He doesn't want to go out and find out for himself. Taking them both on at the same time, he'd probably die. He doesn't have enough health left. Oh, there's the AMX. Oh, and that was a hell of a shot for a derp gun. Now remember, there are two looks in this battle. One of them's a bot. That one isn't. That was a real player who thought it was a good idea to stop his light tank broadside on right in front of a 105mm howitzer. Oh, and the M10 over there. Again, you know, increase the hit point pools. You don't get one-shot kills of same tier tanks with a derp gun anymore. And the M10 managed to connect with its second shot, leaving tactically on 57 hit points, but he did not manage to survive long enough to get off at third. Tactically backing off for the reload just in case there's anything else wandering up that side of the map. Note that at no point during that brief exchange the Su-122A artillery on the hilltop over there even bothered to try to defend himself. However, the rest of the battle is now taking place all the way on the other side of the map, down there in the southeastern corner where the team have just lost their Matilda, who, I don't know if you saw it in chat, was advising the rest of his team to shoot the KV-220-2 in the turret, which is excellent advice. That thing essentially has the hull of the KV-3, which is a tier 7 heavy tank, but it's got the turret of the KV-1, so shoot it in the turret. Unfortunately, the Matilda is now dead, which leaves the surviving Skoda T-24 surrounded, outnumbered, and about to die very, very soon. There's the T-95, long aiming time on this howitzer. Speculative shot out. Don't know if it hit, though the T-24 is dead. We're going to need to wait for the Type 95 to be respotted to find out whether or not that shot connected. Oh, the looks has spotted him, and it did hit him. He shaved off about 400 hit points, which is nice. Oh, something else that's probably worth pointing out, despite the boosted hit points of these mid-tier tanks, I recently watched a battle from the overwhelming fire game mode in World of Tanks, which recently ended. A single tank in that battle had more hit points than one of these teams combined. There are some frankly shocking amounts of damage being done in that game mode, but we're going to revisit that in a future video. For now, tactically moving downwards only has one surviving teammate with an actual brain between his ears, the Su-122A, because the looks is of course a bot, although whether or not the Su-122A actually has a working brain located between his ears remains to be seen. 4 enemies. 2 heavies, the KV-222 and Type 95. 1 artillery, the Bishop, and an M8. The bot Lux has spotted another target. It's the KV-220, and, well, now it isn't. At less than 100 hit points remaining, easy kill for the 105mm howitzer. Now, of course, tactically moving downwards saw the direction that the enemy artillery was shooting from, so he backed up to ensure that he remained safe from that. Because with 57 hit points, even the Bishop is going to be able to kill you very, very easily. But where did the M8 go? Just heard some gunfire, somebody shooting at something. Didn't see any tracer, possibly the Bishop shooting at the loops. Ah, well, now we know where the M8 is. He's in the base. Somebody's capping. The fact that the friendly artillery is completely oblivious to. Well, I suppose that kind of answers the question that we posed earlier. Tactically moving downwards is, in fact, the only member of the team remaining with a working brain between his ears. He's furiously pinging and messaging the Su-1. He's finally moving. Okay, we'll give him a chance. And, yep, sure enough, he spotted the M8. Now, the M8 is a decent machine, but it's not able to one-shot artillery. It is, however, able to one-shot tactically moving downwards, so probably it's looking the other way. And it is, and it gets a shot off, but one shot is all it's going to get. That leaves the Bishop and the Type 95. The hit point totals reported at the top of the screen are probably quite accurate. I mean, we know exactly how many hit points are remaining between the looks tactically here and the Su-122A. But we did see how many hit points the Type 95 had remaining, and we can probably safely assume that the Bishop is still on full hit points. Note that the bot Lux is still alive, has probably accumulated a fair amount of spotting damage. In fact, I'm pretty sure has probably been the most effective light tank in this battle. The enemy bot Type 95 is still alive as well. But where's the bishop? I mean, 57 hit points, the bishop can kill you very, very easily. He did just fire a shot, but where from? Didn't really quite see it. And, oh, there he is. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, dear. Okay, you both missed, but not by much. And this howitzer might be slow to reload, but it's at least faster. He just got hit in the back of the turret by the Type 95 on 57 hit points, and it bounced. That Type 95 just very nearly won this battle for the enemy team. I mean, when was the last time you put a shot of any caliber into the back of a Sherman and it failed to penetrate and do damage? I was actually at this point during the replay thinking, wow, that Type 95 player must be absolutely cursing. Oh, it's a bot. But that's at the point where I also realised the last surviving tank on the enemy team is a bot, and it very nearly just ended a player who's sitting here on a Top Gun, having wiped out 60% of the enemy team by himself, assisted, let us not forget, by a bot scout who has thus far proved to be a vastly more competent scout than any human player on either team. And that's what's kind of depressing about this battle, but in a funny way. Remember, a couple of years back, Wargaming boosted the hit point totals of low and mid-tier tanks just like this, specifically in order that players could survive long enough to actually learn from the mistakes that they make during low to mid-tier battles. I'm not seeing any evidence that this experiment has been successful. Either way, extremely well done to tactically moving downwards here in the derp gun armed M4A1 Sherman, and also extremely well done to Ingemar Gericke, the name of the bot in the Lukes, without whose invaluable spotting assistance this 7-kill, 2,634 damage battle in the M4A1 would almost certainly have been significantly harder to pull off. And if you're looking for the experience and damage totals of the bots on this post-battle results screen, Wargaming don't show them, presumably because they don't want to embarrass everybody else. Like I said, tense, kind of depressing, but unintentionally hilarious, all at the same time. You're welcome. Take care, folks, and I'll catch you next time.